A lot of people are upset over the fact that Sting and Darby Allin will be wrestling the Young Bucks at AEW Revolution, which will serve as Sting's final match in professional wrestling. I got all the details as to why AEW is leaning towards this match to main event Revolution and have it be Sting's retirement. Chris Jericho knocked out by a current WWE star. I got the latest on that report. And WWE feels that Kevin Patrick needs to step up on commentary now that he's not working with Michael Cole. What is the latest on that? And could we see a replacement on Friday nights with Kevin Patrick being removed? All this plus so much more right here on OTS. We will start with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's faction finally has a name. Is it the Hurt Business? WWE killed the Hurt Business, or I should say Vince McMahon killed the Hurt Business. Hurt Business 2.0. No. What about the Almighty Profits? Kind of lame, kind of cheesy, but nope, it was right there for WWE to take, but they didn't go that route either. WWE's new name for Bobby Lashley's faction is now revealed. There have been discussions within WWE about adding one more member to this faction. Odyssey Jones was rumored to be added to the group, but nothing has transpired since he got called up to the main roster. Jones hasn't been used on television since then, and right now it's been Montez, Angelo Dawkins, and Bobby Lashley. WrestleVotes reported today that the planned name for the group is The Pride. What is with WWE having these terrible names for factions? I don't get the Pride, the Judgment Day, the Brawling Brutes. I mean, the only reason why we sit here and don't mind it is because we've accepted the mediocrity. Doesn't mean it's good. We gotta live with it. We can't change it. It is what it is. The Pride is what they're going to be called. While WWE was originally planning to reveal the name on last week's SmackDown, it got nixed for unknown reasons. Also, the direction of the group could be changing. Of course, the direction of the group is going to be changing. WWE introduced them as heels, and now they are baby faces, and they're feuding with Karrion Kross and his new group with AOP. There were plans in place to name Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits faction last week on SmackDown, which got nixed at the last second for unknown reasons, says WrestleVotes. I'm told those plans are still tentative, as the direction of the trio could be shifting. The planned name for the group is The Pride. I guess it's something that we'll get used to. I'm not too crazy on the name. Just listening to this news article and, hearing what they are going to name Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, The Pride. I guess it'll work, or maybe it won't, and we'll just accept it and accept mediocrity as always when it comes to WWE. So that is what we got. We finally got a name, at least. I guess that's one positive. We finally got a name. They've been operating without a name for months now, and it looks like they will be going as The Pride. So let me know what you guys think about that one down below in the comment section. Keeping with the SmackDown theme here, some in WWE feel Kevin Patrick needs to step up on commentary now that he's working without Michael Cole. Kevin Patrick is on the hot seat with some people in WWE right now that he is no longer working alongside Michael Cole. Michael Cole is now exclusive to Monday Night Raw with Wade Barrett. There's a reason for that, as WWE is set to unveil a new TV rights deal, which I'm assuming is going to be a big deal, much more than what they're making with SmackDown on the USA Network in October of 2024. Looks like Raw will once again be the flagship show, and they want the flagship voice on Monday night in Michael Cole. Now, last August, it was announced Michael Cole and Wade Barrett would serve as the commentators for Monday Night Raw. Cole remained on SmackDown while being joined by Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, which was after the teams had been Patrick and Graves for the Raw brand, and Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on SmackDown. At the time of the change, it was reported WWE was high on Patrick and thought having him work with Cole would benefit his growth as a broadcaster. At the start of the new year, the teams consisted of two-man booths going forward, ending Cole's tenure on SmackDown, which is obviously now sorely missed. But he can't pull double duty. PW Insider reports some people within WWE are watching to see how Patrick does on SmackDown without Michael Cole steering the ship as the lead play-by-play guy. It was added that there's a feeling in some circles that Patrick really needs to step it up as an announcer in the months ahead if he wants to keep his job. One of the worst things about Friday Night SmackDown and what was on Monday Night Raw, same issue, same problem. One of the worst things about current WWE programming is Kevin Patrick's voice. You know, if I'm building a pro wrestling promotion, obviously you're going to go out there and sign your MJFs and your Roman Reigns or your Will Ospreays or whoever you want at the top of the card, right? The most important thing outside that is a lead play-by-play man. And right now, WWE doesn't have that outside of Michael Cole. And Michael Cole wasn't even all that great for the majority of his career either. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Michael Cole really came into his own late in his career, and Michael Cole has proved to be invaluable within the last 3 years of WWE. He's actually better now. When Vince stepped away, or when there was this notion that Vince had gone away, Triple H was there, and then Vince came back, and now Triple H is back in 100%. Michael Cole has been better than ever. Now, he doesn't got Vince screaming in his headset. He doesn't have fucking silly narratives that he's got to get across on national television every fucking week. These cringy things that Vince McMahon used to tell him. Michael Cole actually sounds like a human being now. And he's great. He's excited. He's joking around. You see him laughing. You see him joking with Corey. You see him laughing and joking with Wade Barrett. He did it with Pat McAfee. I mean, his work with Pat McAfee was great. Whether you like McAfee or not, it brought out a new Michael Cole. But Kevin Patrick, the guy is fucking terrible. He is downright terrible. SmackDown, just like Raw was when he was there, is unlistenable. I'd give Corey Graves the fucking booth all by himself over Kevin Patrick. He sucks. He's just awful at his job. That doesn't mean let's get rid of him completely. What was he doing before that? He was doing pre-shows on the PLEs. He was a backstage correspondent. He was a backstage interviewer. That is more his style. Nobody watches the pre-show because it's all scripted bullshit. And the backstage interviews, what do? He asks a question, the wrestlers take over, and then back to the broadcast live. We don't got to hear him not call a match in his fucking unbelievably horrid accent. No knowledge of anything. He doesn't call the match. He lets Corey take most of that shit. He's just there. You would think after a year he would get better. And now WWE is waiting to see how good he gets. They're giving him a test run. The last year and a half wasn't a fucking test run. I've seen and I've heard all that I need of Kevin Patrick. Get him out. Get him out. WWE has had unbelievably horrible luck with the commentators in the last couple of years. Adnan Virk, Jimmy Smith, Kevin Patrick. I mean, holy fucking, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know where he is. I don't know how he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Somebody send out a search and rescue team to go find where Mauro Ranallo is. Tell him that Vince McMahon is not there, and Vince McMahon gets around now with a wooden fucking cane. Triple H is in charge. Call him up, get him on Friday night, and let that man be the voice of WWE. Did a great job on it, fucking unbelievable job on NXT. When he was on the main roster, he did a great job then. I know he probably doesn't want to travel weekly, but holy shit, man. If Triple H really wants to nail home that he's got the best presentation in the industry, you're going to go out and get a Mauro Ranallo. Now, I know Mauro's not everybody's cup of tea, but please, Find me someone better in the combat sports entertainment realm that does it better than Morrow. Nobody. Nobody. We're still waiting on Kevin Patrick to be groomed into the next guy? Fuck out of here, man. We've seen and heard enough of Kevin Patrick. It's time that he is removed. Young Bucks. Apparently, they're wrestling Sting and Darby Allin in the main event of AEW Revolution, or what I believe will be the main event of AEW Revolution. Sting is set to retire after almost 40 years since his debut. Now, Sting is planned for the Greensboro AEW Revolution show, a city in which he performed in many, many times over his 40 years. Many had questions as to who his opponent will be, and now it is basically all but confirmed. Fightful has learned that Sting has had a major say in who his opponent or opponents will be. Fightful's heard that he's been more keen on continuing to do tag team matches as opposed to a singles match, as he indicated in the past. The Young Bucks appeared on AEW Dynamite at the end of the January 10 show, which was last night, hinting that it could be them. As of several weeks ago, that was actively the plan, and one that Sting was on board with. Fightful's been told that Sting is getting the right send-off, has been a very important thing for Tony Khan to plan. We're told that pretty well whatever Sting wants en route to his send-off, the company has been willing to make it happen. It should go without saying, but in the case you're wondering, we're told, says Fightful, Ric Flair has not been considered for any in-ring performing, but he has actively been pushing to do more physical spots. Well, of course he is, because he needs some of that spotlight. He can't live without the spotlight. Young Bucks have long been planned for a shift in presentation, as highlighted by their porn mustaches on Wednesday's AEW Dynamite. Now, I know a lot of people are not immediately thrilled. I was not immediately thrilled with this match. So I'm going to start off with a positive. The Young Bucks are fucking great. They're a very, very, very good tag team. You might not like them. You might not deem them one of the best tag teams of all time. They are one of the best tag teams of all time. They are a revolutionary tag team. What they did with the AEW tag team division in the early stages, I miss it. I downright miss it. They kept their promise, and then all of a sudden, it went away. I miss that. I miss that, Young Bucks. Young Bucks are a part of some of the greatest matches in the company history. Now, with that said, if this match is confirmed and is made official, the Young Bucks are going to go out there and they're going to sell their asses off. They're going to bump around and they're going to give Sting a match that he will never forget. I am pretty confident in that. But as of right now, I've always been open and honest with you guys. I don't have a bias towards one company over the other. You got to get this fucking narrative out of your head, man. I've always come on here and I've always spoken openly and honest about what I do and what I think and what I watch. I'm not thrilled with the match. Right now, the match seems whatever. I'm not excited about this match. Why would I be? Are the Young Bucks going to play the role as dastardly as they can be to make Sting the conquering hero here? Sure. They got a lot of heat about them right now. They are going to be a heated, hated team. Good. The more heat the match, the better the match will be. But right now, from my POV, what am I invested in? Young Bucks have been off TV. Sting is retiring. That's great. Should be a good match. Is there going to be a story here? I hope so. Now, we discussed this last night on the AEW Dynamite post. Jesse was right. Sting has a say and has a big say in who his final match will be against. Clearly, Fightful Select has reported that. What Sting wants, Sting gets. It's not like the Young Bucks booked themselves in this match. Sting said, you know what? Yeah, that's a great idea. I want to run with that. He tells Tony Khan. Tony Khan makes it happen. But there needs to be something more here. What I would do, this is just me thinking out loud. This is just me creatively thinking out loud to you guys. I would have Sting and Darby Allin win the tag team championships at this show, I'd have the Young Bucks go out there, beat Ricky Starks and Big Bill, because you're not putting them on Jericho and Ricky Starks, not after the fucking Jericho controversy. God almighty, that would blow up in their face. Starks and Big Bill lose the tag team titles to the Young Bucks, and then the Young Bucks drop them to Sting and Darby Allin at Revolution, crowning Sting a champion in his final match. The story is easy to tell. Sting wants a championship to go out on his horse and ride off into the sunset with. It's a great story. Make it about the tag team titles. Get the tag team titles on the Young Bucks and put this match on last in the main event for the AEW tag team titles. Not only do you get Sting to retire undefeated in AEW, but retire as a champion. And it puts some highlight on a dead tag team division right now and a dead tag team title. Got to inject some life into this somehow, because right now I'm not really feeling it. I respect it. I think it should be an entertaining match, and I'm looking forward to watching it. But it needs more, because right now, personally, it's not doing much for me. And I know it's going to be criticized. I know you're going to get people, how could it be the Young Bucks? Doesn't matter if it's the Young Bucks. You want to know why? Because Sting chose Matt and Nick Jackson. And if you respect Sting, you should respect his decision. He's got a fucking reason to want to go out there and choose them. We are not to question what Steve Borden wants to do. And finally, I don't know why this story came out. I don't know why this is news. The only thing that I could think of is let's continue to pile on top of Chris Jericho and what had happened last week and continue to try and push to cancel Chris Jericho and blah, blah, blah. Chris Jericho was knocked out during an altercation with a WWE star on his Jericho Cruise. Now, Jericho's back in the news this week after trending on social media for accusations made against him, his exchange with CM Punk's lawyer, and more. He's in the headlines for a reported altercation on his Jericho Cruise. Jericho had been with MVP for years, but that friendship is now no longer. In June 2022, it was reported that MVP confronted Jericho at a hotel in Houston, Texas, where several AEW stars stayed in town for a Dynamite event, while MVP was there to visit Matt Hardy, who was talking with Jericho. This led to them exchanging words before Jericho got on an elevator. Right before the doors were about to close, he told MVP that he doesn't fight jobbers. MVP said to be screaming, or was said to be screaming, about this situation in the lobby. Jericho doesn't wrestle jobbers, but he had no problem putting over Action Andretti. Make it make sense. At the time, it was reported the confrontation boiled down to a social and political issue, which were made public on Twitter. The two had private exchanges that further distanced their relationship. MVP previously stated the incident didn't exactly happen the way the initial story going around was made out to be. A lot of people in WWE, obviously, attend these things. Ex-WWE stars, AEW stars, who's who attend these things. The Jericho Cruise, it's for all to come and enjoy, right? Obviously, he was still with the company. He was still with WWE here. He's there visiting friends and whatnot. And then this situation leads to this big blow-up between the two, right? I don't get it. Brian Last said on the last episode, or an episode, I don't want to say the last episode, an episode of Cornette's Drive-Thru, that he knew about a story that he couldn't tell because he didn't have permission about Jericho getting knocked out on his own cruise ship by someone he mouthed it off to. Cassidy Haynes of BodySlam.net reported that MVP knocked Jericho out during an altercation on the Chris Jericho Cruise in January 2020 after an altercation between them. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful confirmed he also heard the story less than a year ago. Why is this a story now? I don't understand why we are holding this story. This almost feels like you're at a poker table And you're sitting there, and the guy across from you fucking puts down his cards, and then you come out with the fucking ace in the hole, and it's like, yeah, bitch, I got you. Why is this a news article? Why is anybody running with this now that it's 4 fucking years old? Do you want to know why? Because in any way, shape, or form, you're going to look at Jericho in a different way now for the rest of his fucking career because of what happened with Kylie Ray, or what didn't happen because we don't have any information on it, but a fucking heart emoji. And Nick Hausman, who made comments calling Chris Jericho Weinstein-like. He compared Jericho to Harvey Weinstein. And then he backtracks on his comments. But Kylie Ray put out an emoji and people ran with it as news. Did she come out and say anything in regards to evidence? NDA, this and that. We don't know shit. Tony Khan even said, obviously he should have took off the fucking wig and the glasses while discussing it and go into it deeper. But I can't comment on unsourced rumors. Do we know if AEW launched an internal investigation? Who the fuck knows? You don't know. Does Tony Khan give you any fucking detail on anything? No, and he's not. You ask him a basic fucking question. Oh, I can't comment on that. You expect him to comment on this? Jericho gets knocked out 4 years ago, and now it's making news conveniently when Jericho's a hot button topic in the community? Sure thing. Sure thing. However, which way we could bury Jericho, cancel Jericho, prove to everybody that Jericho's an asshole. We got to get Jericho somehow. They didn't nail him for that, but I got something. Absolutely ridiculous, man. The community thinks what they think. They think they're better than everybody. I got Jericho here, man. I can't wait to get this one. This is an exclusive. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. 4 years ago, he got knocked out. Great. Who gives a shit? It's cancel culture, man. Absolutely sickening. Really. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. If you enjoyed today's OTS, please let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And go check out all of the other content right now on the homepage. There is plenty of it and more still to come to round out your weekend. I will be back live with the SmackDown post show right here Friday night on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.